Alright, real quick, time for another devlog, and this will more than likely be the actual last time I say that while working on Rise, because Rise, at the time I'm recording this, is done. There's nothing left I really want to do with the game other than bug fixes and the like. Content-wise, I'm not adding any new past this video. And the main reason for this, other than like graphical things, graphical tweaks are still a thing, but there won't be new playable characters or anything of the sort. Minor buffs and nerfs, probably, but there won't be any new content in besides a cosmetic sense. And the reason for this is because of how simple of a fan game Rise is. It's supposed to be very simple. There's 5 stages. There was a red stage boss. Got a little carried away with what I'm going to show in this video, but that's the ending point. The game is not complex enough to warrant more in-depth content, as the movesets are very simple, the hitbox system is pretty janky, etc. There's no like inventory system, there's no changing strategies or stuff like that. There's just pick a character that's good for a stage, play through the stage. It's a very simple game, so adding more content isn't really going to benefit it in the long run. I've added all the content that really needs to be there. The red stage boss fills in the requisite of super boss. The endless mode is the arcadey style thing. The main campaign's there. Got a full cast of playable characters. So I don't really think Rise, other than polish stuff, needs anything else. So this will be, more than likely, the last devlog, unless I change my mind in like 5 minutes. So you may notice that in the top right, there is indeed a new playable character. This is the Crablantian Juggernaut. If you're subscribed to DGM, you've already seen Crablantian Juggernaut. He did a teaser trailer for the Claws of Steel update. If we go into the Black Book, you can see that that friggin' Anubarak is no longer behind Ghostface. Anubarak is all the way at the end now with Lithitus, because Anubarak now needs to be unlocked by beating Lithitus's level. So that's interesting. If we pick, real quick, gonna pick Zamba. Ignore this right here, but this up here is Endless Mode, the Hordes, and we'll go into that in a minute. But Zamba now has a 3-hit combo system, just to give him more depth. I'm thinking about adding this to Woofius, and Monty, and Anubarak as well, but Zamba's the one who drastically needed it, as his character is has probably the least depth of any other characters. Now this right here is a new mount. This is Basherclaw, exclusive to this level over here. There's another exclusive mount in this stage as well, and I won't show all the exclusive stuff in that area because it's very RNG based. But this is Basherclaw, the new mount. The other new mount's the Giant Rat, who was a scrap mount from earlier. So was Basherclaw, actually. They were both scrap mounts, but now they're in Endless Mode. Basherclaw does the Bashy. And that's that. Now, I'm going to reset and pick the new playable. This is Crablantian Juggernaut, who is one of the best playables, in my opinion, actually. So, his J-button move is the Slam attack, which functions pretty similarly in terms of DPS to Ghostface's. Ghostface's Slap just does more damage. Like 7 more damage, I think. No, it does 15. It does 15 damage, 5 more. So, if we press K, he'll do the jump attack, which is similar to Monty's Slam. Now if we press J and K at the same time, he'll throw his Shell Shield and it'll return. Now while it's gone, you can't move, but when it is coming back, it will also hit enemies. And note that it does not travel at the same speed going forward and back. Very close speeds, but not the same speed. Now we'll actually show off the Hordes, Endless Mode. Hordes of Slurgle's troops approach the castle for revenge, even some from distant lands, which is a reference to the fact that this mode has 2 new bosses. So if we go in, you can see it uses the castle thingy from the old Rise title screen, and the current loading screen, because this is what the loading screen looks like. It's a less detailed version of that, but it looks pretty similar. Basically, Endless Mode works exactly how you'd expect. Waves of enemies spawn perpetually, and on wave 5, 15, 25, etc., you'll get a mount and some healing items to help you out. And this is where the new mounts will spawn. Beezer can spawn as well if you're curious. but the 2 new mounts spawn here. The other one's the giant rat, which is the worst mount in the game, but Basher Claw's pretty okay. None of the mounts in Rise are actually really that good. Beezer just is good because of the projectile, and that helps characters who don't have that. But if you are playing a character with any range move at all, Beezer's kind of useless. Now, something interesting will happen on every 10th wave. So, not every 10th wave, but wave 10 and 20. Wave 30 is also interesting, but for a less interesting reason. I know I was waiting that long for me to throw it, but with 8. And yes, every enemy from story mode can spawn in Endless, except for the Spectres, as the Spectres are terrible. Healing enemies are a really bad idea for Endless mode. And yes, the enemy spawn rate does get gradual. No, there are not any new enemies. There were plans to make them, but Endless mode is kind of a test of your skills. So beyond the boss waves, which there are only 2, wave 10 and 20, wave 30 does not have a boss and onward. Besides the boss waves, there are no new enemies. That's because this is a test of your understanding of the enemy mechanics from the base game. On wave 10, this here is Bone Crusher, the new boss. And you just notice an ally spawns, which is a new thing for Endless. There are 3 potential allies. This is the Crablantian Paladin. Also, the AI is really stupid and will do this. Now, you'll notice that he just soloed Bone Crusher. And that's fine, Bone Crusher's the easiest boss in the game. But it is interesting, and he's gonna do that a while, because Crablantian Paladin is kind of a little bit OP. Which, whatever. One of these guys will spawn every 10 waves, even on waves where there's not a boss. Like, for example, wave 30. I'm not going to show off the boss in wave 20 because I suck too much, and even though most of you probably already know who it is, I'm just going to wait for you guys to do that. Kind of like I did with stage 4 when that released, and stage 3, I guess. I didn't do it for Schlurgle for some reason, but whatever. So this will be the final content update, the Claws of Steel update. I'm not going to release a trailer for it like I did with the Fall of Hero update because DGM already covered it. And yes, Crablantian Juggernaut is a character designed by DGM. So is Basher Claw, actually. And so are the 3 allies. Giant Rat, Bone Crusher, and the boss at the end of and the last boss of Endless Mode are all from actual 4Fats games, though. And obviously Basher Claw is... I don't think I need to say what inspired Basher Claw's existence, but Basher Claw is, whatever he is. So that's the end of the recording. In terms of what comes next, other than fixing the bugs that are inevitably associated with Endless Mode, a new game will more than likely be in the work. Expect a new devlog for that new game in like a week or so, because Rise is basically finished in my eyes.